Very excited right now to be joined by the second-year head baseball coach of the Gardner-Webb Runnin Bulldogs, Coach Jim Chester. Coach, welcome back into the show.
Thanks, Bubba. Really excited to be here. Know when I'm speaking to you, baseball season's right around the corner. Really excited for 2021.
Absolutely. I know all you guys are raring to start with everything that transpired in spring of 2020. But just take a look back at your first year with Gardner-Webb. You were making the transition yourself to Division I baseball, 8-8. So tell us what you saw last year of your Runnin Bulldogs.
Yeah, no, it was, we got off to a, decent start, and it was, really was able to figure out a few things about our club. Our young men worked really hard, and, unfortunately for everybody involved, COVID-19 hit, and, gave us an opportunity to really analyze, our roster and take things and moving into 2021. We were able to, we feel make the necessary adjustments for success.
Talk about making adjustments. I know you had the opportunity to make an addition to your staff. Jimmy Kane coming on as director of player development. Talk about that move.
Sure. We actually were able to make, we were able to, Anthony Marks jumped to our full-time assistant. We also brought in Jake Marinelli, who was the head coach at Mercyhurst Northeast Junior College, as our volunteer. And then intertwined with that, we added Evan McFarland as one of our graduate interns. And, he handles a lot of different duties for us. He played for me at Lockhaven. And then also to our most recent addition was Jimmy Kane. Jimmy played at Millersville. Traditional Division II powerhouse type program. Very familiar. It was the same league I coached in a few years ago, so I was extremely familiar with him as a player and the program he played in. So it was a great fit, bringing some of that experience and program culture that he's used to here.
Yeah, Jimmy's name sounded familiar, and like you talked about, Millersville had a lot of success, and maybe I'm mistaken, but I want to say they had made it to the Division II World Series down in Cary. Is that right? Had they?
Yeah, they have. They've made definitely a World Series appearance. I think might have been 2016 was it was my second year at Lockhaven. They had as good a team as I've ever stood across from, and they're extremely well coached. John Sheehan is very, very, very good coach, and runs a great program, and I'm just excited to get a small piece of that and be able to have that here with us at Gardner-Webb.
Taking a look at this year's ball club, you're blessed to have 7 starters back positionally, and just talk about the seniors, Mitch McLendon and also Cam Piercy. Cam Piercy's a guy who transferred in from Coastal Carolina, performed very well in a small sample size last year after having a productive career at Coastal. And then Mitch McLendon, he was batting well over 300 when things got shut down.
Yeah, those two are going to be special players for us. Both of them, obviously, they're veterans and got a lot of college at bats underneath themselves, and it shows. It really does. And I think that I think our lineup possesses some power, some speed, some versatility, but the most important thing is experience. It's just we've got thousands of at bats in our lineup, top to bottom, whatever that lineup might be that day. We're flooded with 5th and 6th year guys, and and academic seniors, and that are COVID juniors, and we're a veteran group, and it's shown up here in our inner squads and practice, the leadership, and just the approach day to day. So, but those two are a special part to our lineup, and we're expecting big things from them this spring.
In addition to McLendon and Piercy, and talk about some of the other quality pieces you just referenced.
Yeah, well, so we've got we've got Dom Peroni, who's a graduate transfer from Morehead State. It's been a very productive player in his career. That if he's in his 5th year, is going to be able to, do some special things for us. Patrick Ferguson is another grad transfer from Kent State. That again has a lot of college at bats and experience. He's a 5th year guy that we know is going to be able to add some needed production to our lineup. KG Parkhurst is a young man that's going to be playing first base for us. That maybe in a snapshot of the 16 games, wouldn't jump out on a stat sheet, but what he did the last 5 or 6 games of the season, he was really catching fire, and we expect that continued into this fall, and then early on now, he's going to be a special part of the lineup. Jacob Marcos is a young man who transferred in from Catawba Valley Community College, who also played for myself and Coach Marks at Barton College back in 2019. Is a very, very versatile player that can really move and do some special things on a base pass. We also have Joe Simone as a graduate transfer from Ryder. That's a guy that can really swing the bat that we're excited about. It's going to add some more production to our lineup. And then Eric Jones is back for his 6th year. He's been a staple here at Gardner-Webb, playing a lot of different positions here for us. And, he's an extremely tough and competitive out. JP McGuire's back behind the plate along with Bo Rusher. I can go on and on and on. I hate to miss somebody. So we're excited. We're going to have a veteran lineup. We're excited about where that's going.
Transitioning over and taking a look at your pitching staff, I know you have a senior lefty from Davie County, which is out my way, in the western part of the state here, Isaac Campbell, the lefty, and then you also have Langdon Wilson, who last year in relief and was absolutely terrific, striking out 16 in just 12 innings, and having an ERA right there around 3, and had 8 appearances in just 16 ball games.
Yeah, both those guys have a tremendous amount of experience in a Gardner-Webb uniform, and we're really excited about having them. Isaac Campbell was as hard a worker as you can find. He's going to be a staple on the weekend, and when that young man is at a high level, he's extremely tough to beat, and he's been so consistent throughout the fall and the spring, and just what an outstanding young man and leader, and just really excited to watch him compete this spring. Also, Langdon Wilson is another one that takes the baseball and comes right at you in relief. You know what you're getting every time he comes out on the field. So excited to see him in his senior season, move forward. We have we feel a much upgraded, talented, and deep pitching staff going into 2021. We've added Mason Miller, who is a graduate transfer from a Division III school in Pennsylvania, Waynesburg, and he's an extremely special talent that I think a lot of people are going to be excited to see pitch on the weekend. Also, Kyle Rollman, who was did not participate in 2020, but is back here for 2021. Is a young man that put up some good numbers here in 2019. And we're excited to get him back in the fold, and he's been great. We've got a very, very deep pitching staff, and I'm really excited to see these guys come out and compete.
Yeah, that's one of the things you talk about, the improved just talent and depth on your pitching staff. As I was looking at your roster and the player bios, you just see 6'2", 6'3", 6'3", a lot of height there, and whether it's high school guys or JUCO products.
Yeah, I don't know how many games we're going to win, but we'll look pretty good coming off the bus.
So kind of going backwards a little bit, positionally, who were some other newcomers positionally that maybe folks need to keep an eye on?
Yeah, I think we've got so what's just as exciting about 2021 that doesn't show up. It's probably not going to show up as much on the stat sheet or box scores or whatever it might be. Is we have an extremely talented freshman class too, and they're just in a tough boat, like a lot of young men across the country. It's just we've got so many 5th, 6th year guys, where we're some guys that probably going to see a little bit more of a limited opportunity just based off of what we have in front of them right now, but are going to be huge pieces going into next year and in the following years. AJ Jones, he's a Southern Nash young man from out the eastern part where I came from, is a guy that we know is going to be pretty good for us down the road. Ben Wilcoxon is another freshman that has done well. We also got Mikey Scott, is from South Florida that's done a good job. Carson Yates is another young man that's had a good fall and a good spring. And again, top to bottom, I think it's we've got some really talented young men. On the mound, we have Casey Young, young man from Georgia that's going to pitch some really meaningful innings for us. Bobby Alcock is from Massachusetts, who's gonna be another young man that's going to be thrown in the fire. And Luke Goodyear is a young man from Pennsylvania that we feel is going to do some big things for us, not only this year but in the future. And like I said, we've got a lot of depth, got a lot of talent, and we're just really hoping and knowing that our young men are going to continue to come together and have a great 2021.
Coach, obviously the current COVID-19 pandemic has impacted your program in a lot of ways, as it has others across the country. But just talk about the impact on scheduling. The Big South is playing 40 league games this year, with 36 of those coming via weekend series, and then you also have 4 midweek games. And then after you touch on that, we'll talk about the tremendous non-conference schedule.
Yeah, it is what it is. There's a lot of discussion, a lot of thought was putting into it, and it was to protect the league. There was a move to play 40 conference games. It's going to be interesting. That's the most I've ever been involved with, and probably a lot of coaches in our league from that standpoint. So it'll be really interesting to see how everything transpires as 2021 goes. But we're excited about our schedule, and we feel really good about it. And like I said, I think we have the right group from top to bottom with depth and experience to handle the grind of what's coming over the next couple months. So we're just we're really excited about it, and just fingers crossed, and we have some smooth sailing moving into the beginning part of our season.
A couple other things that stood out to me about your schedule: you have a 4-game series down in Athens against the University of Georgia early on. I think that's week number 2. And then you also have the likes of South Carolina, North Carolina, NC State, as you often do with so many quality clubs in this region. And then addition to that, I mentioned the 4-game series at Georgia. After playing your first 2 at home against Wofford, you have 12 straight on the road.
Yeah, we've got a tough slate, especially coming out of the gate. We were our first I believe we do go with Wofford, who's an extremely good program that's got a pretty special arm on Friday night going. Then obviously 4 at the University of Georgia, and then I believe we're at Campbell, we're at Winthrop, and then at Radford. So nobody did us any favors, in the beginning part of our conference season. And, I felt to be tested for that. If we plan on having a special season, we've got to be tested. We got to, and, I think we're up for it. I mean, we've got a bunch of players in our lineup and then on the mound that have been through this. And, none of them probably even look twice at who we're playing or what we have going on. They just know that they're going to go out, they're going to do their job, and they're going to play for one another, and know at the end of the day, we're going to give ourselves a great opportunity to win a baseball game.
Coach, you talk about having a special season. Obviously, if you're going to rise, from a middle of the pack team in the Big South and compete with the likes of Campbell and everything that Justin Hare and the Camels have built, as well as other programs in the upper echelon of the conference, talk about the way, just with the pandemic, I've heard so many coaches talk about team chemistry has gotten better. And so what's your take on that, and how has it impacted your ball club?
I think our chemistry is outstanding. I can feel it when we come to the field every day. I can tell by the interaction of our young men on a daily basis. I think when you go through something that we just went through, I think you have an opportunity to really, take the time to really, dig in to see, where your program's at from a lot of different areas. And, we don't set out every day. I mean, I've got so much respect for Coach Hare and Campbell and, other teams that have been traditionally strong in our conference. But, we can't worry about anybody else. We just worry about, what's going on in our clubhouse. And, we just, there's been a mindset that we're going to come in every day. We're going to work as hard as we can. We're going to get better every day. We know that the guy next to us is way more important than ourselves. And, we're just so excited to get 2021 going. And, I haven't taken a hard look at any of the preseason, where we're ranked / preseason all conference, some different things like that. I'm just really concerned on what's going on here in Boiling Springs. And I just really believe that we continue to do the things that we're doing, and we can really absorb the rigors of a full season. We've got a chance to be very competitive.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm definitely looking forward to keeping an eye on everything going on in Bowling Springs. You've had success at your Division II stops, and look forward to seeing how the Gardner-Webb program continues to improve over upcoming seasons. But Coach, we appreciate your time this morning, and we look forward to having you back on maybe sometime down the road during the season.
Great. Anytime. Appreciate you having me on, and hopefully we can see you at a game this spring.